The first game we look for, Robbie. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away.
What's happening, people? Welcome to Tottenham Away, the best place to be in town if you're a Spurs fan. Thanks for being with us. And before we begin, thank you to each and every one of you. We have reached 30,000 subscribers. Thank you for your support. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for being you. And, guys, have a Merry Christmas the next couple of days. Enjoy it with your friends, your family, and have a good one from us. How's it going, everyone? Hope you're doing well. Thank you to every single one of you. Let's give everyone that watches the show a clap. Big up, big up, big up, big up. I've always said that the channel doesn't exist without the people that follow, subscribe, comment, watch. Because at the end of the day, you're the ones that like the content. You're the ones who enjoy the content. It's your comments that we feed off. It's your emails, it's your messages that we read, and we try and do stuff that ties in with that. And it's our message that we've stuck to since we've started the channel. We've tried to be as honest as we can, as real as we can. We go where others maybe are scared to go. But if that's how we feel and that's what we think of the situation at Spurs, whether it's good or bad, as fans, that's what we will speak on. So thank you for supporting and being part of it, guys. I hope you continue to enjoy it. I don't know where the channel is going to go in the next year, but we'll just keep doing content, and one day, just one day, maybe, just maybe, we might win a trophy before we're 95 years old. That would be nice.
Well, I haven't got long left if you have that number on it.
5 more years. We've got 5 more years of a 90. Yeah. How you doing, boys? Iggy and Maz, I think, are coming a bit later. I don't know where they are, to be honest with you, right now. They're normally on time. Something maybe they've started another channel, a rival channel. So Tottenham Way 2. Happy Clappers FC, yeah. But other than that, how you doing, JP? How you been, man?
I'm all right, actually. I'm quite good. I'm sure we'll go into the football. I also want to say massive thank you to everyone who's been subscribing, supporting us. I spoke to about so many people on Sunday who came up and said, big up on the channel, big up to Stale, Mari, Iggy, Lee Maz and stuff. And I have a horrible confession to make that I did make about 5-6 videos with folks, but for some reason my sound screwed up. So my apologies, but a big up massive to each one of those. I did get one. I think I uploaded one with Gary. Fantastic name, Gary Speed. I kind of uploaded one with him, but it's, it's such a nice feeling when people come up and kind of have a chat with us, and I've been with you still, when people come up and chat with us and say they enjoy the channel and stuff like that. So it does, and the fact that we've hit 30,000 people, for crying out loud, it's like it's nice to meet people who you know as a YouTube name but not a face. So I remember in the pub and this guy came up to us, we had a beer with him, and he goes, "Yeah, I'm Tom 81." Oh, you're Tom 81. Yeah, I know that name. Tom 81. Okay, stuff like that. It's it is truly amazing, and I mean, it's all of it. At the end of, when we were there, from obviously you guys started before, and then me and Iggy joined a little while later, and it was literally a case of, do you know what? This is us having a chat in a pub, except we're doing it on a social media platform. So we'd be talking about the same thing that we would do in a pub. We just happen to be sharing it with,
which is Levy and Enoch and Enoch and Levy.
Well, yeah, and that's how we'd have an honest chat with us amongst ourselves, and literally that's what we're doing here. So it's good that there's folks that like it and stuff, and big up to everyone. So been a good weekend.
Yeah, absolutely, big up, Mari. I think we've got this wrong. JP's got the Christmas lights. Iggy's got the Christmas jumper. You and me have just rocked up, whatever,
Where are your Christmas jumper, lads? Where are your Christmas jumpers?
No, I'm going to go get a Christmas hat. 1 minute. I'm going to get a Christmas hat.
Yeah, come on, man.
I'm not going to
I've got a Levy Christmas hat. Hold on.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'll go last because Iggy's been since his
No,
channel.
Mari, feel free. No, go ahead,
Well,
bro. Go ahead,
okay.
brother. Go ahead.
No, just thank you for just being in this family. About maybe a year, I want to say, getting close to a year, and really, this is one of the first channels that grabbed my attention. There was a small time content creator, but ever since I heard you guys, I was just like, man, this is the truth. This is the guys, and I remember you guys had what's his name? You guys, well, you guys were one big group, but when TA came in, it was the four of you. I'm forgetting. How can I forget his name?
Will Stewart.
Brian.
No, not Brian. That's
Sean.
split.
The
Shy.
original was Brian Nyland, myself, Brian Daigle, and Shy. They were the four.
Shy. That's what I'm forgetting. Shy.
Yeah.
And big up to him. And so they built the groundwork. And then, of course, a big up to Will. And Will,
Big up to Will.
we got some new things planned for the new year. Some exciting things for the new year. And it's also going to be later for you insomniacs, but girls watch. But we'll definitely be jumping on a night show that I'm going to be doing. And we Arsenal Tottenham rivalry will come back. North London is always coming through.
Do you know how many people have messaged me saying what's going on with North London is ours? What's happened to it? I'm like, I don't know. You speak to Mari.
Yeah, we had to do a little reconfiguration, but it's coming back in the new year. Stefan's coming back in the new year, and so that's coming on. So I'm excited. I'm really happy for the channel. We've gone through. We had to persevere, and trust me, each and every one of us know we had to persevere. We have our haters, great, fine, whatever. But when you tell the truth,
But we've got 30,000 lovers. 30,000 lovers.
When you tell the
That's the
truth,
way to look at it.
when you tell the truth, you know you will find people who want to hear the truth, and we try to keep it balanced. And the last thing I'll say, we love our club, and some people may see it as like negative and whatsoever, but it's really we want the best for our club. We also have a diverse set of opinions. Each and every one of us don't always agree on the same exact point, but we have that respect. And so I'm so happy, and I'm ready for 50K. I'm ready for it, and I'm excited. I got my brothers right here, my brothers from another mother, and so we're ready to go. And I'm going to pass it to one of the originals, Mr. Iggy, to my right.
Very quickly before we go to Iggy, Donna Cullen, channel member, thank you. She's just gifted, or we don't know who the real person is, 5 free memberships. So snap those up. Big up, Donna. Christmas presents for everyone. Donna, appreciate
Well
that.
done, Donna.
And a super chat saying Merry Christmas, Mr. Stelios, Mr. JP, Mr. Murray, Mr. Iggy. Big up to Donna Cullen. Mr. Stelios, you look sassy Santa in that hat tonight. Busting the red. Not many like the red. Iggy.
Yeah, I've got my Levy version on.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, the Enoch red. Yeah. AIA.
Big up, guys. Big up, everyone in the chat. What can I say? In regards to the 30K, thanks to every single one of them that are sub to the channel, who comment, who view, watch us, maybe perhaps. It's easy to ones to mention the ones that we can see in the comments and stuff like that, and the names and stuff. But there are many others that watch, but perhaps don't comment. Big up to those guys. Perhaps ones that don't get to watch the live shows directly because of the time differences, and they catch up maybe later or the following day or any other time their spare time. Big up to those guys as well. Your follow, I feel it in the morning as well when we do the good morning Tottenham away videos. I'm always intrigued and happy to see when people tell me where they're following us from, which country they're following, which part of the world they're following us on. And I still I would even ask now the guys in the comments, particularly the ones that follow, away from the UK, where you guys follow. I always want to know where everyone's following us from. I'm always intrigued how far out we reach. And you know what? I want to say touch a little bit what JP mentioned about how this was all started up. I remember we started up this channel way back, it was during COVID times, wasn't it? So it was just there was no hospitalities. The stadiums were no fans, and we weren't able to gather in a way that we considered normal. And we was doing we started this off, if I remember very well, we started it as a podcast, just sound, just not talking, no cameras. It was away from YouTube, it was on the podcast. So then we transferred into YouTube, and then we reached that target with the first channel. Now this is the second time around that we're doing this on a different channel. So just everybody that's been on that journey with us, big up to those of you who jumped along that journey, and those continue to jump on even now.
Well said.
It's just brilliant. It's great. We have our way of doing things, and we will carry on doing it that way. We will always say what we feel, whether it's right or wrong. We will always deliver that. We will always even have arguments amongst ourselves because we've done an agreement. So we don't expect everyone to agree, because ourselves in the panel don't always agree with what we all saying, and that's part of the beauty of the channel, that we can say whatever we want, however we want it, and it just gets dealt with there. We debate, we argue, but at the end of the day, it's an aid of Tottenham Hotspur, and this is what it's all about. And I know we're going to end up talking about last night's game, but we'll try and do it in a way as in a Christmassy way. We want to try and have a Christmassy vibe. Although things are not great, we're trying to have a Christmas vibe about. Because listen, sometimes it doesn't feel like it, but there are more important things than football and Tottenham.
Well, I saw Santa and 11 elves the other day.
Yeah, there are far more important and greater things, but we don't.
Like Squid Games.
Yeah, Squid Games, and I'm sure we're gonna dive into that and all of that and stuff like that. But honestly, big up to every single one of you that are on that journey with us. Because let's be honest, man. Without the guys watching us, there would be no
channel.
Here, so.
There's no channel.
Come on, man. So thank you, by the way.
Thank you from all of us. We're gonna do this show slightly different this week, okay? Because it is Christmas and it is a 30k double celebration. By the way, another super chat from Donna Cullen. Mr. Iggy, it looks like Inter will win Serie A again. Only Dietrich is allowed to put these types of super chats.
Thank you.
I don't know.
I don't know.
This year Serie A.
Atalanta.
So, Atalanta's doing very well. 11 wins in a row. 11 wins in a row, and that's incredible. They're going on that Leicester City sort of season that they won. Napoli are holding their own. Inter, they're the current leader. So
it's a close race, isn't it?
It's quite open. I think it's a 3-horse race this year to that title. So we shall see.
Donna Cullen, Squid Games was my idea. It's good for PR. Thank you. We loved it. We loved it. This week we're going to split the show into two. Okay. First half of the show, we are going to talk about Liverpool and the protests and Ange and everything that happened on Sunday. We must. We're a Tottenham channel.
I've been cooked all weekend, still by my son. He's ready to cook you as well. So whenever you're ready, I'll call him.
I'm gonna cook you as well today.
You cook me? Are you cooking me?
Hat trick incoming. Oh!
Enough of the nice tea.
Everyone's cooking everyone. So let's keep the spirit of the channel alive by cooking everyone's cooking.
Yeah.
Even though we got cooked yesterday, we get a cook now.
Everyone's getting cooked. We're going to talk Tottenham, and the second half of the show, I've got a few little fun games. We're going to have a bit of fun with it, a bit of festive YouTube fun rather than just Tottenham, and that's for everyone to get involved in. I'm going to tell you now, and I'm going to keep reminding you. To celebrate Christmas and our 30,000 subscribers, we're running a raffle tonight. And Iggy, who has been collecting for ages, he's donated a whole season's worth, and I think it's up to date of
There's more.
programs.
There's more up to all the home games that have been played in the league, in the cups, even up to yesterday's game against Liverpool. I've got them all, guys, and I've got loads and giving them all away. Giving them all away.
If you want to win these programs for free, maybe your kids, kids love programs, or maybe there's someone who collects them. This is what you've got to do. I've linked up the software we use is called StreamYard. There's a raffle attachment that I've set up, and this is how it works. What you need to do in the comments, you need to put hashtag Iggy. Okay, so hashtag Iggy, because Iggy donated the programs. That will automatically go into the hat, and just before the end of the show, I'll bring up the kind of electronic raffle device on the screen, and we'll trigger it, and it will pick a name, and you will be the winner, and then we'll get your address, and we'll post it out to you. We'll find a way to get it to you. So hashtag Iggy, I'll put a reminder throughout the show, hashtag Iggy, to go into the hat to win not just these, but loads of them. Okay, and they're in really good condition. So if you're interested, hashtag Iggy, and we will get a winner by the end of the show. Maz is here. Maz, how you doing? You all right, bro? You good? Yeah, you're on mute. Classic.
Got my... Don't fit my head, though, with the headphones on.
He's got blue. Look at him. Look at him. We've been stitched up.
Put the hat on and then put the headphones over them.
All right, give me a second.
Freaking hell. We've got to teach people how to wear hats and headphones on this.
I know.
That's very sensible, Iggy.
I'll try it. There we go. There you go. Ta-da!
Now he just looks like he's got a spam head because you can't see the.
Looking all right, Div.
Looks like that guy from Guns N' Roses with a big headband.
Do you know what? I'm just seeing if this raffle is working. And it's working. Perfect. All right, we've got 19 people that have entered, so I know it's working. I've just done a check. So if you want to try and win the programs, hashtag Iggy, hashtag Iggy. All right, boys and girls, let's get into it. Let's talk about Spurs, and then we'll get into the fun bit after. But we did a live show yesterday. And obviously today, it's always a different way we look at it because people start putting out their videos. And I have to say, man, this fan base is so split. It's unreal. The amount of fans that are going after Ange and Levy now has increased, but the amount of fans that are so defiant. I was watching a stream with Barnaby and with some other guy, Billy T. I might have got the name wrong. And he was saying he really enjoyed the 6-3 game. And I sat there thinking,
he was entertained.
Okay, you're allowed your opinion, and we're progressing. And I'm just lost. I'm lost. But look, there's a lot of fans that say that. I watched Sim on We Are Tottenham TV. He's still on board with it, and there's a lot of fans like that. So this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen at Spurs because, and I want to bring this up, guys. I want to bring this up. This was a comment I saw on the internet, which kind of summed it up for me. Ange is getting more support from our fans while we sit 11th than Conte was getting when we were 4th. I will never understand our fan base. Boys, girls, this is where I'm at. I actually don't understand our fan base anymore. I genuinely, I'm lost with it completely.
Same here.
Maury, I know you've got a lot to say on this. I want to go to Iggy first. And the reason is, Iggy, you put out a video. After the match. I never got a chance to talk. But I was reading the comments and I thought, oh my God, I need to watch this video from Iggy. What did you say in that? Because whatever you said hit a note with a lot of fans. But this fan base right now, 6-3 to Liverpool. We conceded 6 at home for the first time in the league for something like 27 years. The stats against Ange are bonkers. We'll get into it. In fact, look, let me put it all up and then I'll come to you, right? So look, Liverpool, this was the domination of the first half. If you look at the chart at the bottom, Liverpool dominated for 41 minutes of the game. The stats at the end, they had 24 shots, we had 9. They had 12 on target, we had 5. They had 6 clear-cut chances, we had 2. This is our lowest position in the league at Christmas since 2009 Redknapp. This is insane. In the league table, we are below Forest, Bournemouth, Fulham, Brighton. The tactics, the high line. Look at it. These are the same images we were showing last season. And people are saying progress. Mohamed Salah. Let me finish it, Omar, and then go for it. Mohamed Salah said, I knew what to expect from Spurs. They knew what to expect. Ange comes out defending it, saying, yeah, but I've got injuries. I'm not going to change. And I put it all together, and I'm boys, girls, look, I'm so lost with it. I'm so lost with it. I don't know.
One more stat. In the last 8 games, 220 shots. My friends, that is atrocious for any defense, whatever level.
Murray, there's been 28 goals in Spurs games in the last 4 games. That's an average of 7 goals a game. We've had more shots against us in the last 4 games than Southampton have had against them. It's insane. It's insane. Murray, I do want to come to you, but I just want to get Iggy to speak on his video. That's just, I just quickly flash through stuff. I could go for another 10 hours bringing you up stats and data, but I mean, Iggy, that yesterday, surely you blame the tactics, not just injuries.
What I'm assuming you're talking about the post-match video, the suicide football.
Yeah. The suicide football video that you put out yesterday.
The suicide. For me, listen. At the end of the day, those post-match videos, I give my take on what I saw, right or wrong as it may be. For me, it was utter suicide football for many reasons. One of them to go, first of all, because I was told we were depleted, and many people were saying how. I think it might have been when I said I read a lot of tweets and from Spurs fans on Twitter, on X, making excuses saying we were depleted and this Liverpool side was far too strong for us and we couldn't deal with that. 1 game too many. A lot of people were using words of that kind, and I was saying, well, if it's 1 game too many, I can understand that. If you want to talk to me that Liverpool are just too strong, I can get on board with that as well. We're depleted, I can get on board with that. But what were the countermeasures for all of that? That was the thing. What were the countermeasures for being depleted? What were the countermeasures knowing that you're going to play at a team that's currently top of the league, scoring goals for fun? What were the countermeasures for that? Because what I saw was a depleted team going up against first place, top of the league team going toe to toe. That's what I saw. And I'm thinking, is that the countermeasures? Is that how we set up? Because we only have one way of playing. To me, that's suicide football. That's what I meant by suicide football. What the instruction when Spence goes to squeeze up, leaves his spot at left back to go squeeze up on their fullback, leaving the space beyond them. Is that Spence decided that he's going to go and do that, or was he instructed? What was the countermeasures of having a makeshift defence? Spence has hardly played any football this season, playing left back. You've got an 18-year-old kid playing centre back with the backup defender to Van der Ven and Romero in Dragusin. And Porro, who's been it's clear to the naked eye, who's not clearly in a good run of form. What was the countermeasures in protecting that back four? What are we doing here, guys? And that, for me, I mean, who can I look to? Who can I look to? Do I look at Levy for doing all of that? Do I look at the manager for setting us up that? The manager who doubles down at the end of the game and says, I'm fed up of getting asked the same questions over and over again. We are not, the lady's not for turning. Remember, for those of us old enough to remember Margaret Thatcher, the lady's not for turning. Ange Postecoglou is not here for turning. Is not for turning. So that's where the majority of that video, the vibe I was giving off that video, what was that? And it's clearly triggered a debate. I wasn't trying to. The purpose of that video wasn't to trigger debate or to trigger or to trigger people in which way or form. And of course, it was straight after the game, which meant I was annoyed and obviously adrenaline from the game and stuff like that. And I was flat as well. I'm thinking, how can you, knowing all of this, knowing everything that I've just said, and I asked the question, what were the countermeasures for that? There is no answer for that. And that's why I said it was suicide football. It was suicide going into that game. 2-0 down, we get one back. You think to yourself, for the next 10 minutes, get it to half time at 2-1. You're still in the game. And at the end of the day, you want to, the whole purpose of when you play top of the league is to be humble enough to know that they're better than you and to set up in a way where you have the chance of bringing something home. At 2-1, I thought, you know what, we're still in the game. They've been peppering us a little bit, but we can't concede straight away before half time. But for me, that's when I switched off. I realised the game was gone. I didn't think we were going to catch up. And I thought to myself, I know what we're going to do second half. We're going to go all gung-ho to try and recover that game, to try and get the second and third goal. And they're just going to go on and score the fourth and fifth because they were absolutely annihilated. We cured Luis Diaz, who had a goal drought. We managed to get him on 2 goals. We cured someone else, I can't remember now, who hadn't scored. Yeah, my son's happily reminded me from next door, Sloboslai, who hadn't scored, who was on a goal drought. He gets on the score sheet as well. And you know what? It could have gone, it could have been in 8s, in 9s, and 10s. Honestly, the game could have ended up 7-8, 9-3. This is Premier League football. This is not Sunday League football. And a lot of the game that I saw yesterday was Sunday League level, because it's just 2 teams going at it, and there was nothing in between that. And then I've got to hear the excuses. I've got to read the excuses that we're saying. This is one game too many. A depleted team. Liverpool was too strong for us. We just couldn't deal with it. Almost like, these are the kind of, and I didn't like any of that. And that's what that suicide football video that I did as a post-match reaction is all about. And it seemed to, like you just said, it seemed to just start summing up, because that's what we are as a fan base. We try to, when we go either really crazy when we win, and then when we lose, we try to make excuses, and there's never any kind of like mea culpa in any way or form from anybody. Could we have done something different? Could we have set up a little bit different? Could we have taken any kind of pre-measure? And it clearly wasn't, because the manager stated at the end of the match, that I'm fed up of answering these questions. This is how we are. This is how we move forward. There isn't going to be any changes, and this is going to be and that our results in the Premier League, at least not in the cup so much perhaps, but in the Premier League, it's going to be up. It's going to be down. We're going to lose to teams that are better than us, and we're going to beat the teams that we're better than. And that league standing will probably reflect at the end of the season as to how we dealt with the Premier League games, because we just don't take any countermeasure. It's just caution to the wind. The defensive side of football, in our team at least, is just null and void. How can you tell me how a team could go into games without having any kind of defensive structure, any defensive measures, and just throwing all the cautions to the wind? And a decent team with half a decent brain will pick you off game after game. They will look at that game and they will say, you know what? Yeah, we know how to beat these lot. We know how to score against these lot. And also, Tottenham give chances after chances after chances away. So anyone with a half decent striker is on a good day. If you're going through a goal drought, if you're facing Tottenham, you know what? This is the game that's gonna perhaps. It's incredible, guys. I'm a lot more calmer about it today. But when I talk about it, I just think to myself, it's just nuts. It's absolutely nuts. And to say that, at the end of it all, this is who we are, mate. It's incredible. Never in my life have I seen the defensive side of football, because it is part of football, guys. Football ain't just about attacking, and it ain't just about defending. You've got to have a balance in between. You've got to be able to have game management, defending, and when you're weakened, like I said, when you're weak and depleted, whichever one of the lines you want to say, and we are. And that's a subject on its own, why we find ourselves so depleted. So in this point of the season, that's another take. The squad size, is it whatever. And not, this is the thing, not recognizing it, not seeing it, but not doing anything about it. For me, it's borderline sackable offense. It's like you go to work, you see there's an issue, you know you're weak in that area, and you've seen it, and you don't put any countermeasures whatsoever, and you just go, do you know, just keep going. And we're making Archie Gray. I mean, but I felt sorry for that kid as well, man. I'm thinking he is taking an absolute drumming. Everyone else at least plays in their position. This guy's getting absolutely peppered. Guys, I don't know. I can go on for another 20 minutes, but you get the gist of the conversation.
I've got a friend at Spurs, okay, and I called him up yesterday and I said to him, "What's going on?" He was in the changing room at half time, and he managed to get a photo and he sent it to me. Right, this is what happened at half time. Just wanted to share that with you. Some of my contacts at Spurs.
You'll be sleeping with the Wallabies tonight, mate.
It's Christmas. It's Christmas. I'm going to try, and, but that is, it's you know, you see, this is the thing.
Guys, let me. Do you know what?
It's tough because it's like, you know, it's not all the manager.
No, Iggy, you're right. Where's the countermeasure? I like that. Where's the countermeasures? You know what's going on in the game because you can see it. You know the problems you've got going into because of injuries and suspensions. When I see this, and I hear fans saying to me, "We've progressed," or "It's injuries," this is not injuries. This high line 4-on-3 has got nothing to do with injuries. If those two players there in the centre back position, if that was Romero and Van der Ven, nothing changes with this situation.
No, that's got nothing.
Nothing changes with this situation.
They're screwed.
So this is why I cannot accept injuries. And again, we beat Man City with lots of injuries. We beat Southampton with a depleted squad. Liverpool just about got a 1-goal win at Southampton. We knocked Man United out of the cup with loads of injuries. When we had our full squad, we lost to Ipswich, we lost to Palace. We struggled at Leicester. We lost to Newcastle. So this injury thing is now becoming a bit of a...
Still,
it's not just an excuse. It's just blatant fraudulence now. It's an inability to say that and that is fucking shit. That's what it is.
I was watching, and I watched a lot of the Big Six channels, and they're having a laugh at us. Are you entertained? Like people, the neutrals, right? Yes, we don't care about what the neutrals say, but they're laughing at the term of "Are you being entertained?" And I have to say it is funny. Lily Phillips FC, that's what they're calling us, Lily Phillips. If anybody knows, that's that girl that slept with 100 men and is now wanting to do 1,000. They're calling us Lily Phillips FC. But I was watching DR Sports, and you know, I like Abby, right? You know, first of all, because I think she's pleasing to the eye. Black man's kryptonite, hot blonde, whatsoever.
Mario, where we go with this? Lily Allen, porn star. Abby Summers. Wait, we do this at the end of the show, not the start.
But today she got cooked. I feel bad for her because she kept trying to use, I don't want to go to another match, and she kept using injuries as excuses. Injuries. And one of the guys said this: the way that Ange sets up his team, the tactics, going back to Celtic, the injury list was huge over there too. So injuries is always going to be a factor because of the style of football that we play. It's how active. I remember getting on a chat debate with James Flower and I think Dan was on there, where I was saying Sonny looked knackered. All the players look knackered. Like VDV is always going to get hurt. He is always going to be hurt, maybe once or twice a season, because of the tactics that the defensive setup that Ant sets up. So injuries are always going to be a factor. We know that we're not going to go too deep on every position. We're not going to go too deep in every position. So that means we're always going to be screwed by injuries because of his tactics. So I don't want to hear that excuse. Don't want to hear that excuse from, other YouTube podcasters on X. Injuries will always be an issue with our team because of the tactics that we play. Our players are constantly running, constantly having VDV's get out of jail free card. In that situation, that screenshot there, I don't think there's nothing he could have done. It's 4 against 2. They were having a field day. And the last thing I will say this, right? Because you look at Everton, right? They were able to draw a 0-0 against Chelsea, right? Chelsea pumped us, right? You look at the teams that we beaten that played the same common opponent. Southampton, right? Against Liverpool, right? They were only able to get two goals. Matter of fact, Liverpool was only scored 2 or 3 goals. Hello, Dr. Tottenham, 6 goals. 6 goals. Hello, Dr. Tottenham. So, that excuse about injuries, it doesn't hold water. It doesn't, because we're always going to have injuries because of the style we play. We will always have injuries.
I think I'll come on to JP and Maz. I think with injuries, there's a couple of super chats as well. I think with injuries, if we were losing and we could see that the team are just struggling because good players are out, we could understand it if we could see that we were set up to at least give it a realistic go. But when we go into it wide open, like this Lily person that we mentioned, then it's almost like, well, hold on a minute. You're not even trying to count. I think what Iggy said is the best thing. Where's the countermeasures? For me, that nails it. Language Angels, congrats and well done. Keep growing. Thank you. Big up to Channel Angels. John Lee, still have a great holiday for your family, and same to the panel. But every time I watch our team, I get stressed, mate. We're stressed all the time watching Spurs. I want to big up to Mike Zappa. Oh my God, we've got a Liverpool fan on the show. We'll come to you in a minute, Joe. We'll come to you in a minute. Mate, we'll come to you in a minute. Oh man! Big up to Mike Zappa, who somehow was in the Dominican Republic the same time as Sava, and they were at the airport on the way back, and he came up to Sava and says, "Oh, I know you guys." And Mike Zappa is an original protester. Yep. So big up to Mike Zappa. He's been in and out.
I had a nice long chat with him at one of the protests. So big up, Mike.
Yeah, Mike's big up, top guy as well.
Great.
And also Sunila, congrats and best wishes for the holidays. If you could ask Ange one question at a press conference, what would you ask him? I'm going to save this for the end of the show when we have the fun bit. I'm going to come back to this. That's a great question, and we will use that as one of the fun bits. All right, listen, go on, Joe.
Where would you want me to send your bags?
No, I'm just going to ask everyone here, are you not entertained?
Are
we not entertained?
I was proper entertained on Sunday, man.
I was too. Maybe a bit more than you guys, but I thought it was a good
You'll
little
be sleeping
watch.
with the kangaroos tonight, mate.
Apparently, Joe, you're good looking like your dad. There you go. You got a message there.
Thank you very much.
Joe, let me ask you a question. A quick question.
Go on,
as a Liverpool fan, and you've been playing football all your life, you know the game by now.
Yeah.
Do you think Liverpool were just brilliant, or do you think Liverpool played well, but Spurs, the way we set up, was the best thing we could have done for you guys?
All right. Here's the thing. I don't actually think we actually played our best. I don't even think we played that well. If you actually look at the goals, we can skip. Our third goal came from Trent just punting the ball up and Soboslai winning a flick on. I don't think we actually played that well yesterday. Even the goals we conceded were poor goals to concede. I just think Spurs just played right into our hands with the high line, especially when you got Gakpo and Salah, top quality elite attackers. They're going to punish you, they're going to punish you. It's not like when you play a Fulham, any of the smaller teams. Yeah. I'm trying to think of the team. It's not like when you play like a Southampton, or any of these lower league teams, they're not going to do nothing to you. When you give Liverpool the space to attack, especially with the attackers we have,
Punish them.
6 goals was flattering for Spurs. It could have been 9, 10. I
Joe?
think 6 was actually flattered Spurs.
Joe, do you know what it reminded me of? When we played Galatasaray and they just had chance after chance after chance. And it just kind of reminded me of that, but you guys are more clinical.
Do you know, leading up to the game, he was going to me, I'm so confident going into this game. He goes, I'm hoping that Ange sticks to what he says he's going to do. Just keep coming at us. Keep coming. Just come forward, because we're going to absolutely destroy you behind the fullbacks.
Even Arne Slot caught him like on the hook, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, I love Ange. I love the way he plays football.
Yeah.
Play football like
Yeah,
that.
to me, he was encouraging him, and he was going.
He just
And
like
he
gave him one,
was
didn't he?
telling me this. I was
Reeled
like,
him in.
I could tell the first 5 minutes, especially after I think it was Salah hit the bar. I was like, yeah, this could be one-way traffic.
even when
I knew after 1 minute when forced to pass the ball straight to
ball at
Salah,
him.
this was going to be
and that
bad.
one.
I
If Salah,
knew
and that
it
was
gonna
another
be-
one as well. Salah should, if Salah just squared it to Sobozai, he has an open goal there. So I just think, it definitely could have been more than 6. Pineapples on pizza, definitely not.
And the scary thing is, Joe, what you mentioned, because I was going to say that later. I don't even think Liverpool was in first gear in the game. I don't think they were in first gear. I mean, he made it that easy for them to have their way, with us.
Yeah.
I think one thing I'd say about Liverpool, right, is that what I saw and what we hear a lot from our manager is we need to play this style and we go out doing this style. What I saw Liverpool players do on the pitch was play the game on the pitch.
Yeah.
Like they really weren't robotic in a formation or a style or whatever, because there were times when they looked up and there was one defender and 3 of their attackers. They played it long.
Yeah.
And
No,
there were times when they pressed us. They
There
played
was
the game
also-
on the pitch.
There was also a couple of times where Gravenberch had the ball in the midfield. He just done his drop of the shoulder and going. He was just running, and he had so much space. The gap between the defense and the midfield,
Massive.
there was such a big space just in the midfield for Gravenberch to drive into all the time. I couldn't believe what I was watching. Obviously, I've watched Spurs a lot in this house, obviously, but I couldn't believe what I was watching. Some of the stuff I was seeing from Spurs is like you don't even see it in Sunday League at the level that I play at. It's madness.
Your second goal, where the ball got played, I think it was to Salah or Szoboszlai, and they received the ball just outside our box. And we had 3 midfielders, none of them shut him down, none of them marking him. And he literally turned and said, whatever. And then they
Who can I
scored.
give it to?
You know what's even more embarrassing as well? McAllister won a header. He's the smallest player on the pitch.
Yeah.
He's the smallest player on the pitch. He just had a free header in the box.
That's
Basuma, what it was, Solanke followed McAllister. Him and Basuma didn't talk to each other. McAllister just walked past both of them and just had a header on the free header.
All right, man. All right.
And that third goal, it was almost
Right.
Yeah, man.
It's all right.
that third goal was almost like FIFA because it's just like, okay, they're gonna score here. Let's go score. Ping, 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 goal. So it's like it was just embarrassing, absolutely embarrassing.
Guys, can we
Do you think
just?
Liverpool going to win the league? Do you think Liverpool going to win the league?
You don't say anything here. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not an Arsenal fan. I'm not going to say it.
Ooh,
I think if
shots
you don't
fired.
if you don't have major injuries to Van Dijk and Salah, you will win the league.
I didn't think Van Dijk was all that. Sorry, man. I didn't think he was.
Well, he
all
didn't
that.
need to do anything, though, Iggy, did he?
Exactly. It's,
Yeah, but come business end, Iggy.
no. Listen, I agree.
You-
They've got the know-how. I just think defensively, I don't think we tested them anywhere near enough. And the goals that we scored, yeah, they've made a lot. They probably dropped off a little bit, but I thought he's right. I thought they were really poor goals from their point of view to concede, and that's for a team that's going for a title. They need to sort it out. But going forward, they've got elite forwards there, and there's no two ways about that. They score goals for fun, and like I said, when you come to Tottenham, we even cured the goal droughts for some of their players.
Ever since we've lost Konate at the back next to Van Dijk, our defence hasn't been the same this year.
Don't talk to us about defenders and injuries.
Yeah, don't talk about
this is
No,
the wrong
no,
channel.
No, the thing is that
it's still like it'd be interesting to know from your point of view. How do you see Tottenham and the manager and the whole? You hear me talk about Spurs all the time, but I've never really asked from your point of view, from an outsider looking in. How do you see Tottenham?
Where do I start? I think you've got one of the most fraudulent.
Stop. The fact that he said, "Where do I start?" I mean, that's just like it doesn't even add anything else.
No.
Where do I start?
I just say I think you've got one of the most fraudulent managers in the history of football. He's honestly he's one of the worst managers I've seen in the Premier League. And your fans convince themselves to seeing good football and entertaining football. What's entertaining about conceding 6 goals at home? And then also as well.
It's Christmas. Go easier.
No. I just had to get that one because I've just
Joe. I think when Spurs when it clicks, I think we can destroy anyone. And I mean that. My issue is it's not going to click every single week.
Oh, I have to. Sorry, I have to call out this fraudulence.
It's not
like,
when it
clicks with then.
I never finished that.
No.
You're grabbing on the happy clap a bit. You're going to throw the back at me before I got to go negative.
To see who was going to trigger that.
Let me go negative.
Tell me what manager that has a team that when it clicks they don't win.
When ours clicks, we destroy teams. That's the difference.
Yeah, but when it clicked under Redknapp, we destroy teams. When it clicked under AVB, we destroy teams. Every manager we have,
I don't remember.
In our day with Redknapp, Poch
scoring 5 or 4 every time we battle. We don't win.
You're doing what the other players.
No, let me finish. Let me finish. You just grabbed me at the start and didn't let me finish it, right? When we win, we destroy. Like, we batter you. We tear you to pieces. It's not like 1-0. It's not 2-1. It's
no.
Look at the wins this year. Look at the wins this year. Tell me how many games it's been close where we've won.
How many? Okay. I'll tell you what. How many goals?
Answer that question. No, answer that question. Don't deflect.
What?
How many games have we won this year where we've won by a goal compared to batterings? Most of our wins have been battering teams.
Fine, a majority of them, but then
that's my point.
You're disproving your own arguments when we start talking about goal difference, goals conceded, right? Beating teams that aren't actually playing well, etc., etc.
No, what I was going to say is, but those batterings, it's not sustainable. To be a successful team that wins a trophy in this league that we're in, and a team that maybe challenges for the league, you've got to grind a 1-0. You've got to do what Liverpool did when they went away to Southampton. It wasn't going to plan. It wasn't going to plan.
Now you're changing the point. Your point is
you never let me finish my point. That's you grabbed me
because I had to correct your fraudulent point from the beginning. When we battered team.
It's only fraudulent.
All right,
the whole sentence.
What top team that's been in form have we battered?
I was going to ask that as well.
Aston Villa.
What, they weren't in form?
Yes, they were. They were above us in the league, and we were 6th or 5th. Yeah, they were. Villa were flying.
They weren't in form. They lost against Arsenal before we played them.
Maz, they missed 2 sitters in that game. That was 2-0. And by the way, losing to Arsenal is normal for most teams. They're probably the second best team.
Are they a top 6 team anyway?
Who?
Villa.
They qualified for Champions League last year. Yeah, they are.
Right. So now they're a top 6 team.
They are a top 6 team.
From one season.
Well, what are we going to base it on? History. Then we're a top 6 team.
Oh, in the last... Well, we're not really, are we?
Well, look, Maz, I'm talking about right now, this season, right? For me, when it clicks, we don't win, we destroy. My issue is it's not going to click like that, and we play that way. So, for example, if you play to destroy every game, you go 2-0 up against Brighton. We want 5-0. Hold on a minute. Why not just be compact, manage the game, and then play counter-attacking football for the rest of the game and make it 3-0? But we keep going gung-ho and we let Brighton win. That's the point I was going to make. We're so geared up to destroy that you can't play that way. It's like sometimes The other team might get into the game.
But
So
the
you
problem
change
I've
your
got with the problem I've got when you say when we click, we destroy teams. Yeah, what, once every 100 games?
Right, this season we've won. We've won 8
And lost. No, we've won 7, lost 8.
No, we've won 8, lost 8. Could someone get the league table?
Oh,
Could someone in
get
the
it
chat
up
tell
anyway.
me?
Well, anyway, it's immaterial. We've lost as 50%. Yeah.
Okay, let's say 50% of the games we've won. Let's just go with that.
Yeah.
Of those 50%, the overwhelming majority, we've battered teams.
Yeah, West Ham shit, Man United shit, Man City at the moment are shit. Who else was it? Who else?
Do you know what? We don't hook that.
Man City is shit, but no one's battered them the way we have. That's my point. No one's battered them.
But we're their
Teams are
bogey
winning.
team.
Huh?
We're their bogey team.
Maz,
We battered. I tell you what.
See, now you're contradicting yourself. We've been their bogey team, but we've won 1-0, 3-2.
But
never
it wasn't.
done a 4-0.
It wasn't exactly a masterclass, though, was it? That's what I'm trying to say.
I thought that was our best game.
No,
I'm not defending Ange.
When we beat them, when we beat them with Jose and Conte, right? They were masterclasses because we meant to do it. With Ange, it's more us just taking. Effectively just taking advantage of the situation in a moment or in moments.
He actually adapted in that game and actually.
No, it wasn't. If you go back to that whole show that we done post that game,
Joe,
we ended up.
Mass, help you out. City had over 20 shots in that game.
Yeah.
We were lucky that they were missing shots. In that game.
I don't need help against Stell.
Right. you can't argue the facts. When we won this year, Everton we smashed, Southampton we smashed, Villa we smashed, West Ham we smashed.
I'm not arguing.
City
I'm
smashed.
not arguing a fact. I'm arguing
West
your
Ham
opinion. No,
we don't win by 1 goal. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not arguing a
That's
fact of whether we win or lose. I'm arguing about what you said, right? As when we click, and I'm saying that we click once every blue moon. Right. And I would argue that all of our previous teams, great teams, quote unquote, great teams, Harry Redknapp, Pochettino teams, right? And even when Jose was doing well, when Conte was doing well, when we clicked, we smashed teams. But the difference between when we smashed them with those managers was that we actually meant to do it. For me, with Ange, we were a moments team. We play well for moments in a game, and that's where we get all our goals. I don't feel we absolutely dominate and make the other teams look stupid, right? I really don't think we do that because all of our goals are near enough tap-ins, apart from an odd goal here and there.
But that's the system he plays. He plays for that, though, doesn't he? He plays for that.
Yeah, fine, right?
I'm not talking about the style. See, now you're talking about style. I'm talking about the
but
result.
hold on. I'm circling around to the point I was going to make, right? When we beat Man City, we spent near enough the whole of the show afterwards saying we believed, right, that the only reason Ange, I don't even think he changed his tactics. The only reason we played the way we did was because Man City had so much of the ball and they had so many chances that we had no choice but to do that. Right? We even said when we don't play Ange ball, we look good. Now I don't believe that Ange tells them not to play Ange ball ever. So there we go. That's my point.
Look, the point of the matter is we set up every week, every game to go and absolutely annihilate teams from minute 1. This is why we find ourselves winning 7 and losing 8 because what happens is we either smash the team because we're that much better than them, or we probably start smashing a team, then they adjust and they ended up beating us, or we end up getting smashed. That's why we hardly had any draws. There's not been any game where it's been like it's just there's no we have one way of playing and one way of playing only. There's no game management, there's no tweaking tactics, there's no tweaking as in like Brighton game is a classic example. 2-0 up, you think, you know what, next 10-15 minutes in second half, don't concede. And even if you do, just you're still leading. But we go completely the other way because we don't change our ways. Other teams might tweak and adjust and go at it and might succeed against us. And then we don't think, hang on a minute. We don't tweak. We just keep going. And that's why we are ending up with 7 wins and 8 defeats. Because of that. And how many of those games that we've ended up losing is because the opposition have adjusted. halfway through or midway through or quarter way through or 3/4 of the way forward. They've adjusted and they've ended up beating us. Where so many of those games, so many of those 8 defeats, I can think of at least 2 or 3 at the top of my head that we should have come away with points. Maybe not wins, but at least a draw, and we came out with defeats. And we'll continue. And the fact that we've got a manager after a 6-3 defeat saying, stop asking me these questions. Like, he's offended that we are asking him those questions at the end of the game. We've just conceded 6 frigging goals. I don't think any team in the Premier League has done. I don't know. You probably know what I mean.
I don't even think Southampton conceded 6 this year.
I don't think any team in the Premier League has conceded 6, especially even more so in a big match. I don't understand. It's very hard for me to comprehend and how. And this is the thing, like, that he's triggered me the most is how he doubled down at the end of the match and just said, you know what, stop asking me these questions. Like, how dare you fucking ask me? And I'm thinking, mate, you just lost 6-3, man. That could have been 6-7. That could have been double figures. And you're standing and being almost offended that you've been asking these questions, been asked this question. I don't get it. I don't get it. And this, you know, were you not entertained? I'm like, he started all of this. It's not even it's not even right. Fans are taking a piss out of us. They're hearing him saying it, and then they're using it against you. I'm dumbfounded, man. I'm like, look, for me,
It's kind of almost a new Spursy word, isn't it?
For me, honestly, if it wasn't for the fact, guys, if it wasn't for the fact that we're still in the cup games, we're still in the domestic cup, we're still in the Carabao Cup, we're still in the Europe. If it wasn't for those cup games that are running side by side by Premier League, I'd have checked out, man, because honestly, we've got nothing going on in the Premier League this year. It's just going to be an up and down season. It's going to be really up, where we'll smash a team like Stell says, or we're going to get smashed. There's no two ways. There's no in between. There's no. Look how many draws. Two draws.
He came out and said, didn't he? It was against Brighton, right? Why didn't you make some changes earlier to try and get back into the game? Or maybe it was Ipswich.
I thought he was going to slap him.
I'm not. I don't think we deserved it. What do you mean you don't deserve to come back and have a draw? Aren't you meant to be winning points?
It's almost as if that
every point counts.
Yeah, if he's happy with what he's seeing, then he was like, all right, fine. If he's not, then listen, he's definitely doing something that no other manager's ever done in the Premier League. I'll give him that. He's definitely unique in what he's trying to do. There's no two ways about that. And that can only happen. I've never, ever, I've watched many years of football. I've watched different leagues as well. What he's trying to do, I've never seen it. And it's incredible. And you know what? It's incredible to also hear the feedback from supporters, YouTubers, and stuff like that, and just online and just reading just how many excuses we can come up with. I'm dumbfounded, man.
Mari, sorry, guys. Just very quickly, guys. We've got a raffle that we're doing. If you missed the start of the show, and that's to win. Not just these, but a ton of match day programs. And if you want to be in the raffle, all you got to do in the comments is type #Iggy, because Iggy's the one that's donating the programs.
Oh yeah,
I know some of you done it already, but for some reason it's reset, so you need to do it again. I'm sorry about that. So even if you typed it already, can you just type it again? If you want to be in the free prize draw, which we're going to do later on in the show, just put #Iggy. All right. Sorry to ask you to do it again. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. #Iggy. Yeah, Mari, go for it, bro.
No, I just think it's just so disrespectful, especially, the last couple of press conference. Because I'm like, who are you to talk that way? I mean, but Jose, he had credit in the bank. When Klopp does it, these managers, Pep, Ancelotti, they got credit in the bank to give a response like that. This clown, and yeah, I'm calling him the clown, is like, it's all about entertainment. It wasn't the first time. He said this in the very conference, press conference he had with Daniel Levy and stuff, and they asked him a question, and he would just say, oh yeah, that's great. Those teams won being pragmatic, but we're going to have to do the Spurs way. We're going to be entertaining. So for a whole 18 months, he keeps reverting to entertainment. And for me, I just think for a team, if I'm a player on that team, I'm just like, dude, yes, sports is a form of entertainment, but I play to win. And when I play to win at all costs, whatever is needed to be able to cross that line. And so for him to come out, and now it's the butt of all jokes, or you're entertained. My mates are saying that, and friends and stuff, like it's really, really discouraging. It's sad. It's also embarrassing because, like, I almost want to say, dude, who's your PR person? Because you need to act like a professional. You represent the team. You're the leader. The players are looking to you, and your press conferences are outrageous. You're going back and forth with media journalists. Yes, I know media journalists are harsh, but their questions are not too outrageous. They're just asking you, like, yo, you're open. You're open like Lily Phillips.
Maury, we're playing these lot in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We are playing in 2 weeks' time. And honestly, like, how if we do this again, there's no point playing the second leg. It'll be done by the first leg.
Can I predict what's going to happen in that game?
I'm hoping that that they will be focusing on other stuff, and they might put a second team.
No, it's not going to happen. We're already through in the Champions League, so
I know what's going to happen.
Their second team: Darwin Nunez, Jota.
Write this down.
Jones.
This second, Chris Jones. This second team can pump us.
Wait, hold on. Iggy's right. Yeah, write this down. They're going to come to our ground and they won't play a full strength squad. They won't. And we might beat them. Okay, but
I'm saying
Anfield. Wait. We might beat them, and I think we will actually by a goal. But then when we go to Anfield and they go full strength, they're going to absolutely annihilate us. That's what's going to happen. And I said when the draw came, my biggest worry is, one, I don't want Liverpool. And two, if we get Liverpool, please not Anfield the second leg. And that's exactly what we got. That Anfield second leg is a killer. It's an absolute killer for us. That's where they're going to win it. I don't see us beating them. I don't see us beating them at all.
Well, if Jarrell Kwanzaa plays, you've always got a shot. I'll give you that.
Thanks.
Woo! Guys, because I do want to go on to the kind of like fun part of the show, if there is one.
I hope you all stay entertained. Have a good Christmas. See you later.
Peace. Yeah. Hope Santa doesn't come for you.
That's an absolute violation. That is. How can you leave the show by saying I hope you're? JP's right. You're entertained is the new Spursy. It's the new Spursy. I want to briefly talk about.
If it weren't the fact that Arsenal the only competition, I would say I hope you lose the league. But Chelsea even worse.
I want Liverpool. I want Liverpool to win the league. I don't care. I hope they win it. I don't want Chelsea or Arsenal winning it. So, and I like Arne Slot. I wanted him at Spurs. There was a protest yesterday. Now, we've all been protesting for years, but suddenly this time it's a bit different. It's a different group of people behind it. I want to come to JP first to talk about it, but I want to show a video of the protest briefly, just so you get an idea of what was going on yesterday.
I don't care about Levy. He don't care about me. All I care about is Kulusevski. I don't care about Levy. He don't care about me. All I care about is Kulusevski. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't care about Levy. He don't care about me. All I care about is Kulusevski. About Levy. He don't care about me. All I care about is Kulusevski.
Right, just to give you a comparison, these were the protests last time This was during Mourinho Conte, just so you can compare the difference.
We want Levy out. Say we want Levy out. We want Levy out. We want Levy out. Say we want Levy out.
So you can see it's definitely bigger.
Look at Maz. Look at Maz.
Yeah, Maz was there. We've all been there. We've all been there. So you can see it's definitely got more numbers, but it wasn't what we hoped for, which was, can we get 600, 700, 800, 1,000? Nothing like that. JP, you were there. Talk to us. What did you see? What was the vibe? Is it any different to last time?
I think, in fairness, well, I say in fairness, I mean, it seemed for the first restart, shall we say, there was probably a lot more numbers there than kind of like once we initially started it. I kind of half the vibe I got from people really was there is frustration. A few people I spoke to who were kind of before they were like, well, I'm not really bothered about the protest, or I'm not really, you know, I'm kind of on the fence or whatever it was. I'm neither Levy in nor Levy out. A lot of them were kind of here now, and they've decided to come and stand and make a number. The more that happens, obviously, the better. What I also think, if I'm being honest, is that a couple of good results. Obviously, Southampton 5-0, beating Man United, probably got a lot of people maybe swung back, not necessarily swung back the other way, but we'll give it a bit more time. As opposed to straight after that Chelsea game, you probably would have got a whole load more, right? So I think that maybe curbed some of the numbers a bit. But there is frustration out there. It wasn't as vigorous as while we were there last time in terms of the Levy out chance. There was a lot of, you know, that I don't care about Levy song, which kind of to me is it's good that you're getting masses singing it, but it's kind of a softish song, isn't it? It's kind of more about, I don't know, maybe like Kulu's good kind of thing, as opposed to like hammering down the chant of the reason we're here is that we don't like the chairman and we want the chairman out, as opposed to, but I don't know, small things start somewhere. If suddenly, like, I think I actually heard it in the ground probably about 4 times. But one thing I will say is quite funny is that when it, and like again, it goes back to these fans being maybe 50-50, or you know, your fans who are happy with Levy. It seemed to be once that song started and it picked up a little bit of momentum, whereas it was growing in terms of loudness. It sounded to me like then suddenly there was another group of fans that started another Spurs song, like "You Come On You Spurs" or something like that, which kind of like it almost seemed choreographed in a way. So one would start with "I don't care about Levy," and then suddenly it kind of moved on to the "Come On You Spurs" or something like that. So I kind of obviously didn't like that, but the fact that it
JP,
wasn't
what did you make? What did you make of it? It went 5-1 to Liverpool, and on TV I heard fans singing the Ange Postecoglou song, not walking out, not Levy
Don't get
out,
it.
not.
Don't get it. Absolutely don't get that. We're losing 5-1.
So, are you ready for my rant?
Losing 5-1 at home.
I heard when we
And just singing for
when
Ange
Spurs
Postecoglou.
when Spurs go marching in. That's what I heard.
Are you ready for my rant, still?
Yeah, go for it.
Go.
Okay. I was with family yesterday on a boat looking at Christmas lights. But Michael stole a little bit of my thunder yesterday. Because I, of course, from the States, watched the game on TV. First of all,
Anyone doesn't know what Maury's talking about. Mike was on the show yesterday, and he lost it with the fans. He lost it, so that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, and big up to Michael because he was 100% spot on. D-Trix was 100% spot on. For me, what made me more incensed than the players, than Ange, was the fans. I'm sorry if you get offended. That's what I love about this channel. We got to 30K because we're being real. I was so disgusted by our fan base. I didn't hear a boo. At that one point, we were 5-1 down. Absolutely disgusting performance. And we are so soft, like cottonelle tissues, that we cannot even boo that pathetic performance. We start singing and songs. The reason why we're trailing, big up Tony, the big up that we are trailing is because of his dumbass tactics. And you're singing songs about Ange? Really? Are you kidding me? Aren't you not disgusted? What the question is, aren't you not entertained? Aren't you not disgusted? And that's why I come back to the point of we got the club that we deserve, right? The protests, I'm done with it. You know, I love the fact our channel is passionate about it, but I've come in defeat. I come in defeat because our fan base is so soft. It's not fun. My American football teams, New York Giants, back-to-back weeks on national TV. We flew banners. Everybody out. Like we flew banners. It was on public TV, right? But my football club, Tottenham, nowhere close to showing that enragement of what's going on with our club. Absolutely disgusted. That song, right? It was cute when the road fans said, I said, okay, they're talking about Levy whatsoever. But come on, guys. Like, Kulu hasn't built that credit. Yes, he's having a good year, but he hasn't built that credit to put that song should strictly be We Want Levy Out. We want Levy out. That should be the song. We want Levy out. We want Levy out. Leave Kulu out of this and whatsoever. He hasn't built that credit with me. All right. And everybody knows I was the biggest hater last year. This season, I'm giving him a little bit of credit, but he doesn't have that enough credit. If you put in Harry Kane or whatsoever, okay, great. Well, he's not in our club anymore. But so disgusted yesterday by the fans' reaction to it, and I'm like, that's what Daniel Levy does. What he does, because we are soft, we're punks, and it is that Stockholm disease where no one wants to go up against this guy. I know you guys gonna talk about the balloon incident, right? This club, the way they do things, man, they have agents, right? Other YouTubers, right? They have people on Twitter, right? They have people set up to diffuse any rebellion against this dictator. Anything. You look at, I'm gonna say this. You go on X, the same people that kicked this guy out, Stelios, the same people, they were quiet for the month of November on Twitter, on X. Quiet. They got him out. And then we started having those bad losses, right? And all of a sudden, you don't hear a peep from them until a week ago. Oh, I've been away and I know things have been tough. And I was like, wait, hold up. You're the one, anybody that was critical about this club, and I'm going to say his name, Southwest Spurs, SW Spurs. He was one of the leaders in getting Stel off Twitter. Where has he been? Where has he been? He's on Daniel Levy's payroll. That's what he has been. He did his job. He got any critical voice off Twitter. Mission accomplished. Great job, Southwest Spurs. You and some other guys. Mitch Fretton, another one. Clown, another one. They got this guy off Twitter or any other critical voice that's on X. It's a monopoly of positive toxicity. And their only wish is to take down our channel. But Daniel Levy knows about our channel. This guy's no idiot. He knows about our channel. He knows about the opposition's views. He knows. Right? Just like they're going to talk about the balloon stuff. They were prepared. Right? They were so dumb to say, hey, we're bringing in balloons. And they were ready to pop them or arrest people who bring in those balloons. Come on, man.
The balloons were allowed to be thrown around the fans, but they weren't allowed to enter the pitch.
I'm telling you, man.
The stewards were all instructed to not let any of those balloons land on the pitch. Just they can fight amongst themselves in a crowd, but not.
Let me add something to this. Murray.
The closest person, and he gets a lot of heat, but he's telling the truth about it. Lee Gunner says every major club in the Premier League, right? Because you can't get away with that in Italy. You saw what those Inter and AC Milan fans did. They called up the team, right? In England, those teams, Chelsea, City, Tottenham does it the best. Where, okay, they got people set up. They're on social media. They got people where they're set up to diffuse the angst. They got them set up to diffuse the angst from any opposition view. And mission accomplished. Because right now, for me, I feel defeated. I'm like, until this guy sells the club, we are screwed. I'm just being real. We are so screwed. These guys, they smart. They know. Daniel Levy is not an idiot. Him and the board, they're not stupid.
Murray,
diffuse any angst.
Murray, let me add something to this, right? Leading up to this protest, so many more YouTube channels were talking about it and almost giving the impression that they're behind it. We've got to do something, yada, yada, yada. I've heard this shit before and I've called it out before. Let's look at the facts.
Only Ryan was there. He's the only one I saw.
Ryan's the only person I saw.
Let's talk about the facts. Was anyone from Last One on Spurs there? No. Was anyone from Chris Cowling's channel there? Bear in mind, he gets Brian Daigle on there. There's my Levy out spokesman. And good on Brian. He speaks on it. Chris Cowling turns up at the protest to video it, to get content, to boost his channel, the viewers. He didn't protest. Sean Butler.
He did that last
Sean
time,
Butler. He's a wannabe journalist. He doesn't give a shit about change. Sean Butler, who is a serial Levy-inner, even he went there to have a look. You've got someone who's a Levy lover at the protest and the Levy outlook don't go. That sums it up. Did anyone from The Athletic go? No. Did anyone from The Fighting Cock go? No. Did any of these channels go? I'll tell you who went. Ryan from Tottenham on tour and JP from Tottenham away. The same shit that happened last time. And this is why I stayed away from this one. And I said to everyone I'm staying away because I want to see what happens without me. Because I got told by many people the reason we're not Levy out is because of you. The reason we don't protest is because of you. Okay, I'm out then. I'm done. Over to you. The lies and the BS. And Murray nailed it. Those clowns online are the biggest frauds and the biggest enablers of failure. And this is why I think we're fucked. And Maz last night, what a line he dropped. The club is gone. It is. For me, I agree with him. The club is gone. Well done to all those protesters, by the way. Well done to the 250 that turned up. Good on you, because you actually backed what you said. And good on the ones in the stadium that tried to start the Levy out chants. But to the many other YouTube channels that gave it large, to the many other podcasts that said, well, you know, we're turning now as well. And to all the fans online, we've had enough. We're going to... Where were you? You're the biggest fraudulent, wishy-washy talkers. Very few people are actually real. And this is the problem. We don't have a real fan base. We've got vibes. And let's just talk about what's relevant so that we can come across as relevant. And I think this is the biggest problem we've got at the club right now. I don't think fans truly want change, guys. I don't. I really don't. I don't believe fans truly want change. I think what the majority of fans really want, and they're getting it, entertainment. That stadium is an entertainment vehicle. They can get their food, their drink. They get a cheeky email about a concert or an NFL game. Go on, then I'll give it a go. They'll do their go-karting. They'll get to the family package. They might even get to meet a player. Yeah, we lost 6-3, but oh, what a game! What a game to what that for me is the majority of fans at Spurs, and I say that with a very sad feeling towards the club that I'm admitting that, and I genuinely that is the club we've got. And do you know what? Hats off to Levy because he created that. That's exactly what he wants. He doesn't want real fans that are going to say "fuck you," "fuck what you've done." This is bullshit. He doesn't want that, and we are the tiny minority, despite the noise that you're hearing. My God, we are so the minority still, and that's my take on it, guys. That's my take on it.
Yeah, and for me, it's just I'm so dumbfounded by the friends. I'm really dumbfounded. Like it's just I get jealous. I mean, the United fans, the Chelsea fans. I mean, they protest. They make a noise. They get a game canceled.
Mari, they want it. Mari, they want glory. They want it. We dream. We're like, well, you know, it's hard. There's a lot of obstacles in the way.
You know what's my worst fear? And we'll move on. You know what my worst fear is? And you said, and you heard it from me. I would do anything for a cup. I would want the teapot cup. You know, we win the Carabao Cup. That might even be the worst thing because then people are like, okay, we got our cup, and they'll just settle for mediocrity. My dream, literally, I'll be in tears if we ever win the Premier League. I just want to see one in my lifetime. I want to see like seriously.
Premier League.
Yeah. I mean, but if we win the cup, it will give people Daniel Levy's board more of a pass. Oh, we got a Carabao Cup. Though we're not being Liverpool. But oh no, but all right, we won the FA Cup. And it would mean nothing in regards to glory, and that is winning the league. I mean,
this is what we are, guys, a circus. We are literally a circus, man.
I give up.
An absolute circus of a club. It's a tragedy. Look, Iggy, Maz, what's your take on the protests and what you're hearing? And you've heard Mari speak, you heard JP describe it, you've heard my thoughts. Where are you two boys on this? Because I really think the majority don't give a shit.
For me personally, I was heavily invested in the whole protest thing last time around. Around the time you was involved in it, Brian.
Yeah.
I was really pushing for it, but I'm realizing I don't know how much has changed up to now, but realizing back then just how many weren't fussed about it, and this is, I mean, we was in utter turmoil at that time, and just there wasn't real, and to top it off, to get insulted for it as well. I remember that vividly, and I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to stay away from it. I'm not going to be involved in it no more. Maybe by the time we realise it, it might be a little bit too late. It might be too down the line. I don't know, but I've supported it. I know Change for Spurs are trying to do something about it as well, and people big up. Like I second your words. I big up to everyone that turned up yesterday, and you know, keep going if you know. But me personally, someone was asking me, "No, I was okay." I'm like, nah, not for me. I've it's just I just don't feel. I don't feel that there's enough people that want it enough. If I genuinely felt that they want it enough, then you know, it's a bit like the club in terms of how you know, the team. Do they want to invest to actually compete? No one said about winning, but to compete at the highest level, they don't want it enough. And I feel like as a fan base as a whole, I don't know how much they want it enough to really sight change. They might say it, they do, but in terms of actually doing it with facts and actually in whatever little way possible to try and change, I don't know, and that's why I'm like, you know what, that's why I'm not, you know, I'm not involved in it as in the way that I was the first time around. In future, who knows? If I see that there's a real genuine, you know, leaving, people will actually turn then perhaps I would get involved again. But right now, I'm just watching it from afar.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I wanted to do a couple of super chats and definitely get Maz in because they've been sitting there for a while. Big up to Donna Cullen again, who said, Mr. Iggy, I still remember you from my college time. Okay, it's getting weird again. Mr. Iggy, you are still as gorgeous as you always were. Loving the love. Tony Rodriguez.
Mr. Iggy, stop putting super chats in.
I'm assuming that they've been on.
He's under the table, isn't he? He's like,
they're on the cherry and they've had a few drinks and they're feeling festive and much appreciated.
Do you know what?
Thank you very
I've
much.
noticed Maz isn't as spirited tonight, and I think it's because that there's no Man of the Match award. Because when he gets the Man of the Match awards, he seems he seems to yeah. I'll bring it. Tony Rodriguez gifted 5 Tottenham Way memberships. Big up to you, Tony. You've been with the channel for God knows how many years. Thank you for donating them, and to you lucky people that get to pick up a free membership. Miss Mittens asks, what's the percentage chance of winning the League Cup? Do you think that eventually, however unlikely, would give him hero status amongst the fans? I'm going to ask this one at the end of the show when we do some other bits of fun stuff. I'll put it into that one. Rich, congrats on reaching 30k. Merry Christmas. Thank you very much, Rich. Big up to you. Merry Christmas as well. Maz, what's your take on it? You know, we were at the protest together with JP and Iggy and the Tottenham on Tour boys. Obviously, a lot of other friends we made at the protest who aren't on YouTube, but they watch the shows. You compare that one to this one. The protest outside seemed bigger, but the Levy out was much louder inside last term, which is weird. Where are you at with it? And what do you make of the whole new Levy out stroke Kulu song? Some fans like it, others don't.
So again, I'll echo what you guys have said in regards to the fans that attended the protest, and especially if they've never been to a protest before. You know, it's I don't want to say it's brave, but you know, they've done their duty, I would say, as Tottenham fans. I think it's good to see new people there rather than old faces, albeit I think you're right. The influencers should have more of a presence at these things. However, I have said in the past that we need the broader fan base than activists ready to take it into their own hands, not influencers and YouTubers, because it's, you know, the main body of fans need to take action on that front. In reference to the song, I think it's a weak song, because it's half pointing the finger at one thing and deflecting in the same song onto the player, and it's effectively just a praise for Kulusevski as opposed to a song about Daniel Levy. To be honest with you, that's my feelings on it. I don't think it has the impact that a dedicated Levy out type chant has in the stadium. And whilst it's like that, I think Daniel Levy will be happy with it, to be honest with you. And I think that song will probably die down if we start winning games as well. They'll move on to a different type of song for Kulusevski. My whole feelings on the club and where we're at the moment. Look, ultimately, for me, for many fans, I'm sure, you know, you get born into this. You know, you choose your club and you die that supporter of that club, whether they win, lose, or draw. And you can't change team. So I'll always support Tottenham. I'll always want to see them do well. However, for me, the club is dead. It's this isn't the club that even I would even argue even from last week that I even knew. And I don't say this to give effect or to, you know, to be dramatic about what's happening or anything like that. I've come to the conclusion now that if the fans lose the ability to see what's happened, and if they don't care and love the club enough to voice their concerns about the direction, when we're getting pumped, 6-3, and look, it doesn't matter. I think what people need to realize, especially in this result, is it's not the fact that we got outplayed, right, or that we lost. It's the fact that we shipped a large volume of goals and there was no real reaction to it, and that you have fans saying they were entertained. And that is a resignation of defeat. That is waving the white flag. Daniel Levy, you've won.
It's a resignation
right?
letter. I quit.
and the fans have quit. The fans, and this is what I'm saying. The club is lost. I'm being honest. The club is gone. It's gone. And what may happen is, in a year, 2 years, 3 years times, I would say probably a lot of those fans will look back and think, "Fuck, we should have done something." What I also would want to briefly address is that I don't think that there should be an element of nihilism in the way people think. So, and there certainly is an element of nihilism in the fan base. And what I mean by nihilism, for people who don't know, is that just because we missed the opportunity to do something before the stadium was built doesn't mean that you can't do something now. Just because we can't remove the board doesn't mean you can't put pressure on the board. Just because Daniel Levy won't leave because we want him to leave doesn't mean that we can't pressure him into making better decisions. And it might not work, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't try. And what we done against the way we behaved in the stadium during that Liverpool game was, as I said, a resignation letter, a waving of the white flag to Daniel Levy, saying, "You've won, you've got what you want." And all I will say to people is, you need to have a good, long, hard think about what you want from Tottenham, what Tottenham's history means to you, what you want to see in the future for the club. And if winning or wanting success isn't part of your thinking, then you've got the club you deserve. But from my point of view, this is not the club that true supporters deserve. And that's it. That's my feelings on it.
I think you've made everyone cry in the chat.
Kind of like the only thing I would say is
So
that
sad, man.
everyone who turned up the other day, I would say personally a big, massive well done to you, and kind of like you obviously have that feeling inside your inside your body to actually be there. And keep coming, keep going to the next week, keep going to the week after. I understand what Iggy said. I understand what Stell said. If I'm at that game, I will always be there because I want that hierarchy out. And for everyone else, it's just a case of exactly as Maz said, this is our club, this is your club. And if you care about your club, come and stand.
They care about the business, not the football club. And that's the
not
disaster.
everyone.
The majority, I think, do, JP. I think the majority. Do you know what I find interesting? Well, no, it's not what I find interesting. Something I believe. I think if the overseas fans were here, we'd have a massive, massive protest. If the American, Canadian, Asian fans were here, I think we've got a riot.
I didn't want to go there because
go there, man. I think that's what would happen.
Because, like I said, people could then say, "Oh, maybe xenophobic or whatsoever." Like, I mean, America was founded by protests, right? Boston Tea Party. I mean, whatever you feel about Black Lives Matter or the Tea Party of the early 20,000, 2010, 2008. I mean, protest is a sport in America, but people do it so well. And the thing is, because the media has to play like, my hometown is New York City, where the media will gravitate to protest, right? That would keep, sports franchises honest, or teams honest. Like, people will complain and whatsoever, and then the media will sap it up, and they will almost in hand help like protest. Like right now, like I mentioned earlier, I'm a New York Giants fan. We've been terrible these last 2 years. Fans are protesting. The media is giving us a platform, and now the owner, or changes are coming. Changes are coming. Mission accomplished. I'm a Knicks fan. We're great now. We're respectable, but it took years of wearing paper bags over our head. No one kick us out of the arena. We're allowed to bring protest signs and whatsoever, and change happened. But here, I feel that the media helps these Premier League clubs in keeping the angst, the true angst away. They'll mention a blurb, but it's not. It's almost like it's improper to side with protesters in this case, sports, right? A football team. Almost seems that it's not proper to do that. But then, and I'm talking about England here, but also Tottenham is a weird club. For a club that I call us, and I can be wrong, I call our fan base wine and cheese, right? They like to go to this stadium, have their beer, but it's weird because teams like a Real Madrid or Bayern or whatsoever, they have a huge part of their fan base where they're wine and cheese. Whereas with Spurs, we don't win shit. But yet we feel entitled. We have a wine and cheese, especially on Twitter. And I'm not going to say names, but it's a bunch of, it's beneath us to protest. It's beneath us. Do you remember when we had the Super League? Who out of the Big Six was the worst to protest? It was us. It was Tottenham, because we feel that it's so indignant or it's so beneath.
I think we felt honoured to be in that group. I think we were just wow. We've been invited.
But I think what you're saying is correct, Mari. But I think
the thing is, the last thing I'll say this, I'll throw to Maz, because Maz has been on point, and also too, effective protesting, right? To be seen by the media, right? Protest in the stadium, right? Because I know one person says, "Well, still goes to the games." Well, yeah. So he could be a voice. He could be a voice. Yeah. Well, Sean, right? So you could be a voice.
Yeah, Sean's weak. He's weak.
Yeah, you could be a voice in the stadium to make noise, because you make noise in the stadium, the TV can't avoid it. You can't avoid that. You make noise in the stadium. You make it as toxic and uncomfortable. Because that's the only time you saw Daniel Levy, his wife, his hand over his leg, and he's like he doesn't even know what to do, because he can't stand to hear his name from the fan base. So, you do effective ways of protesting, of making noise. And the best way you can make noise is if it can be heard from the media, seen by the media, so they can comment on it, and that's the effective way. But I just feel that our fan base is so soft, and it's just it's gone. It's gone.
It's Levy's fan base now. It's Levy's fan base now. This is the fan base he wants. He's done it. He's 25 years. He's now got what he wants. And
do you know what I've noticed?
Like the protest in general, we like a good protest.
Do you know what I've noticed the last few games? And it was the games that have been on Sky, like the big games, like your Chelseas and Liverpools and stuff. What I've noticed before the game starts, there's all lights are dimmed down, and there's a disco show, right? There's lights beaming everywhere.
Nardov says it's the best. That's what I forgot to mention. Nardov says, big up, I hope I'm saying right. Nardov says it's the best. For what you guys have told me, the real fans who protested were those in the 90s, the Alan Sugar fans. What the fuck happened to Tottenham fans through the years? Daniel Levy has psychologically controlled this.
Yeah, Amari. So on that
can't
point, that's
afford to
exactly
go
what I
anymore,
was going to
Murray.
say. So
Go ahead, Miles.
but Daniel Levy has, without rehab, I know we've spoken about this before, but Daniel Levy over the last 24, 23 years has manufactured this completely.
Yeah.
And
Masterclass.
his last phase of doing that was the building of the stadium and moving the focus to other avenues away from the football, which is what the stadium enabled him to do. And he's lied to the fans. He's lied to everyone. And some of us saw it, and a lot of people didn't. And I think what's been evident, certainly I would say, since Conte has gone, is there's been a doubling down and a consistent effort to silence and change the narrative from the club. And they're very clever at doing this. You know, they know who they need to press and push and prod for us to argue with each other and for the media and the journalists to deflect and say things that move the goalposts and move our attention away from what we should be doing is building a team
100%.
and a structure at the club that is aimed towards winning trophies. And look, I hate this term. No one's divine enough to guarantee themselves to win a trophy, but at least try to win the trophies, and at least try not to sack your manager before a final. You know, at least show ambition. And we don't do that. And I think what's even more concerning to me is effectively Daniel Levy is trying to silence the fan base. And he doesn't want us to have our own
like fucking
opinion.
North Korea, man.
Absolutely, it is. And the fact that he, you know, and this is how they will change the narrative, but they will say, oh, we popped the balloons because it's a health and safety hazard, or a fire risk or something like that. We had to do that, right? But no, that is a deliberate attempt to stop the fans stating their opinion on what's happening on the pitch. That's censorship, right?
Maz is right. Maz, you know why you're right? Because a couple of games ago, the last game I actually went to, I think, we had a tifo though against Chelsea. They gave us cards of paper we held up to have a big tifo. Everyone threw them, scrunched them up, and threw them on the pitch. No one tried to stop anyone throwing that on the pitch. Nobody.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody.
Exactly. Or they didn't try and stop us throwing, I don't know, fish and chip bags or whatever they were on the pitch against Chelsea, did they? So it's or they didn't look like it did anyway. But and that's all I wanted to say is they're actively turning fans against each other and censoring. And I've never seen any other club do it like Tottenham do it. And the fact that you have people embedded in the media willing to play along with this shows the extent that they've gone to try and censor at least censor a portion of the fan base. I'm not saying that they're censoring everyone, but at least the portion of the fan base that they don't agree with. So and that's one of the reasons why I think we're lost. I genuinely believe it. I think we're lost.
Look, it is Christmas. Let's end the last kind of 20-25 minutes on a fun note, right? Let's do a bit of festivity stuff, because I am not going into Christmas with the last thing we talked about was fucking Levy and Enoch, because I hate them. West Coast Spurs, just very quickly, you said what you're saying is older fans are weak-minded if he can control them. No, the older fans have been priced out because he took away their concessions that they've been waiting all their lives for. That's what he's done. He's gone after them financially. So I hope that makes sense to you, brother. All right, boys and girls. In case you don't know, Iggy is donating a free prize of not just these match day programs, but loads of them. If you want to be in the raffle that we're going to do, let's say, all right, it's now 10:20. We're going to do it at 10:30. So you've got 10 more minutes. If you want to get your name in the raffle, you've got to put hashtag Iggy, just the way I've written it there, hashtag Iggy in the comments, and it automatically goes into the raffle, and then we'll do the raffle in 10 minutes. All right. So you've got 10 more minutes if you haven't done it already. Yeah,
with that raffle, is it just a case of spinning it and it picks out one number?
No. All the people that type hashtag Iggy, their YouTube name goes into an electronic hat, and then I'll put the electronic screen on this screen so everyone can see. I click the button draw, and then it just does this kind of, I don't know what it does, but a name will pop up on the screen and say congratulations. I think.
Right.
Yeah. It's all. It's an extension that plugs into the software we use for the show. So we can do these raffles whenever we want. Now I know how to do it. Alrighty. So. I've got a couple of questions for you, just a little bit of fun. Everyone's allowed to join in. Some you might find fun. Others you might be like, Stell, what are you doing? But let's start off with the first one, which was a super chat that came in that I said we'd come back to. It was a question to everyone in. Here we go. All right, let's go around. We'll start with Mari and we'll go around. I'll go last, okay? Mari, if you could ask Ange just one question at a press conference, what would your question be?
Other than...
Put your questions in the chat as well, guys. Put your questions in the chat as well.
And then, do you like pineapple on pizza? The question I would ask him is probably, to be honest, be real. Why are you so fucking stubborn? That would be my question to him. Why are you so fucking stubborn?
Hi, this is Mari from Miami Sports TV. Why are you so fucking stubborn?
Yeah, be honest. Like, I understand you have your philosophy, and I get it, but at least adapt. So I'll ask him, like, why are you so stubborn in regards to not changing your philosophy in a game? Not to actually change it fully. So that's how I'll talk to him, like, hey, Ange, Merry Christmas. All right, here's my question. Like, why are you so stubborn in changing your tactics, especially in games where there seems a sense that there needs to be a change? Oh, that's my question.
Can I respond? Right. So
Yeah.
he would say, not again, mate.
So that's your answer. Okay, all right. I'll write this for the.
No, I'm not answering these questions. I'm not answering these questions anymore. I'm just sick to death of these questions. Maz, what would your question be in the press conference to Ange?
I would ask him, do you like gubebka or kaftedes?
So they're two Greek dishes. If anyone doesn't know, one's meatballs, one's stuffed vine leaves. The thing is, you'd probably answer that.
He probably would. Yeah,
He'd answer that.
that's what I would ask him.
Chicken or lamb kebab? Chicken or lamb? Iggy.
Letting in goals, scoring goals.
Attack, defend, attack.
Timo Johnson.
Oh my lord. Iggy, what would you ask Ange?
What would I ask Ange? How maybe it's along the lines of how and where do you feel you're going to succeed where Conte and Mourinho failed? What makes you the one?
Mm.
Do you think he'll get rattled by that?
I want him to get rattled by that.
Yeah, he will.
But he shouldn't get rattled by that because this is what he's here to do, right? To do one better than what Mourinho and Conte did. Conte and Mourinho failed here. How does he feel? How is he going to go about to make sure that he's not going to do what they did and fail here too? If he's rattled by that, that means he doesn't feel like he's going to do it. What makes him the one?
Why are you the special one? Why are you the special one? Yeah. Why are you the special one? JP, you're in a press conference. You got the mic.
Kind of mine's similar to Iggy, and I'd laugh and joke and say I've got two, right? So the first main one being, what did Levy say to sell you this job? In similar veins to what Iggy
We got our Tottenham back.
No, but what did Levy say to him to say that made Ange go, I can make a change here? This is the job for me.
A massive pay rise from Celtic.
Quite possibly, you know. Quite possibly. Mate, can you do me a favour? Can you take some shit for 2 years? I'll pay you well. And then you can jog on.
The Tottenham Hotspur manager job isn't an attractive job.
Well, who, Iggy? Who's literally? Even if we get rid of him.
So ask yourself this: what would make you take the Tottenham job right now? Money.
Only if you're at the end of your career, right?
Look at this question from Michael: how does losing 50% of your games develop a winning mentality? Hey, Michael, man, Michael.
Well done, Michael.
And my fun question to him would be: where do you want me to send your bags, mate?
Which airport? Which airport do you want to? Oh, Michael, man, I don't think we're going to beat that. I think I would ask, after bringing in Timo Werner last January to strengthen the squad, which led to bottling top four, why did you re-sign him to then throw him under a bus halfway during the season? Talk to me about Timo, if I can understand.
Oh dear.
Do you know? I think Michael's one wins hands down. This wins hands down. I think
it would be interesting to be a fly on the wall just to hear the Timo Werner discussion. If in years' time someone asks him that question, and if he ever has that discussion, it'd be interesting to hear. It's going to be along the lines of, "I was told to have him," right?
Yeah. He'll go on Twitter and see what Conte said.
Okay,
just copy.
My other question, because I've changed it, because the other one would have got us demonetized, but this question would have been like, so how many times you had to pucker up to kiss, and you know?
Henry Fong TV said, "How many days have you been in Levy's bedroom?" So I think that's where you're kind of going. In fact, mate, this is a great question. Is it about results or entertainment?
Chat's having fun with this.
Big up Sam Smith. Is it
I like Mike's question too. Where do you think your next job will be?
Spurs Academy. Academy director. Academy director.
Oh man.
Do you know what? We're an absolute joke, man. Like when you look at it, like this is why we are who we are, mate.
Yeah, it's been like that for only about 30 odd years, but alrighty. So 1 more minute, then we're doing the raffle, people. 1 more minute. So we'll just squeeze in one more thing before we go through. So, question for you guys all. We have drawn Tamworth Town in the cup. This is Tamworth's home ground. Now, if we lose to Tamworth,
our cheese room's bigger than their stand.
I think my bathroom's bigger than this, but actually, no, not the stand. This is so Tamworth in the cup. if we lose to Tamworth, what do you think the excuse will be?
We never change, mate.
That is the excuse. That is going to be
we
the
never
excuse.
change, mate.
Their quality of attack. Have you seen their quality of attack? They got a good quality of attack.
Mari, Mari, are you going to go with that excuse then? Is that going to be your excuse?
Yeah, man. I mean, you got a couple. See that Tamworth squad? I mean, they got some ballers, man.
We ain't losing that game.
No, the question is if. The question is if. I was just checking the draw thing. Iggy, what's the excuse going to be if we lose to Tamworth?
I can't even begin to fathom such. The excuse is. How can there be an excuse, man? I can't. What was it? The grass was bobbly. Like the pitch was bobbly.
I've got a good one.
Right, SD,
no injuries. Yeah.
SD Flips has got a good one.
I've got a good one.
They're only 18, mate. They're only 18, mate.
Now he'll say, "Isn't it obvious, mate? If I would spell it out for you, I don't want to answer the question."
Did you watch the game?
I would say it's our return. Our injury players are returning, but they've only just come back.
Yeah. Van der Ven, Vicario, Bentancur, they've only just come back.
It's only their first game back.
Yeah, no, it's only their first game back.
Or he'll say something like, "If you can't see Gray's not a defender, mate, then I don't know what to say to you."
I'm liking the husky.
That's a perfect contradiction, isn't it?
Do you know what I'd love him to say? If you can't see Timo Werner's shit, mate, I can't help you. All right, listen, we're going to do the raffle, everyone. We're going to do the raffle. Let's rock and roll. So what happens is I push that button that says draw, and then it's going to do something. And then
you're only 51. Come on,
yeah.
There's 200 odd people watching right now. Come on, last chance. Hit that.
All right, guys, you've got 30 seconds to type #Iggy in the comment section to get put into the hat, and you will get to win God knows how many Spurs matchday programs for free.
All right, still, what I'll also say is, so like next year we've got some new merch going to be coming along, some new T-shirts and hoodies and things like that. After Iggy's one, we'll do one for a brand new T-shirt as well.
Can we do that on another show? Because I need to reset this. So we'll do that. We'll do it. We'll do a New Year's special. We're doing New Year's merch raffle as well. We can do that. We can do it all. All right, you got 10 more seconds. Then we're doing the draw, people. 10 more seconds. Your chance to win loads and loads and loads of
more getting there.
Match day programs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's go. And the lucky winner is... Oh, that's good. Who's going to win? Who's going to win?
Oh, no.
Tot Spurs, congratulations. You're the winner.
Yes.
Merry Christmas from all the Tottenham away family, man. Well done, Tot Spurs. Right, Tot Spurs, what I need you to do. Fantastic. I like that. I'm going to quickly put an email address up on the screen. What I need you to do, buddy, is to just send an email. There it is. hello@tottenhamaway.com. Send an email to us. We'll communicate and we'll find the best way of getting it to you. Maybe get your address if you're happy to give us that, and we'll get it out to you. All right. So anyway, Tot Spurs, Merry Christmas, brother or sister. I hope you get to enjoy that.
Congrats.
Is there only one winner? Are we only doing one winner still? We're doing 2 or 3 or not?
It only allows me to do one. Listen, we can do the next batch of programs you do, Iggy. We can do another one as well. We can do one like end of January. We can do once a month.
there's
can do
plenty.
once a month.
There's plenty. So what I'm trying to Tot Spurs, if there's a specific one, a specific match program, perhaps you want. Otherwise, we'll just choose at random which programs we send. But if there's a specific one you would like, I'll
Listen,
have a look to see if that.
we'll speak with
there's a-
Totspur. We'll speak
yeah.
to Totspur for the emails.
If there's
and
any
we'll sort it
specific one you want, let me know. I should have them anyway. So, but if not, we'll just select at random. Send them to you.
out. Look at this. Look, Rafflegate.
VAR.
VAR. Listen, Totspur, big up, man. I hope that makes your Christmas a little bit better. All right, on to the next question. There are 4 pills. You can only choose one. Red, Enoch and Levy gone. Black, Lucas Moura starts the final. Green, Kane never leaves Spurs and stays here forever. Purple, Chelsea and Arsenal get relegated. Mari, which pill are you taking?
110%. The red pill. The red pill. At the source. I know this might be tempting for the purple. It's very tempting. And black doesn't guarantee a victory. But the red one, 110%. Red pill.
Everyone in the chat is saying red. Okay,
Do you know?
what?
Do you know what?
Is
The
it-
more it starts, the Champions League final is a tempting one, man. I'm thinking-
Iggy, are you taking the black
Win-
pill?
Oh,
Are you gonna-
Winning the Champions League though, because
Iggy's changed into a leather apologist already.
no. I said
He's clapping.
I said-
He's
Watch out.
clapping.
Wait. I said red as soon as he said. I didn't even let him speak in the other ones. I said red straight away. But then I'm thinking Champions League, to win the Champions League. I mean, come on, man. Come on.
I'm with
Would've been
Tom. Couldn't you pick the blue pill?
Well, you know, once you take the red pill, Tom, you know what it's going to end up coming out of, isn't it? So, yeah, no problem.
I think the real question, what is the second one? It's between black and
All right, let's do that.
No,
So, guys-
wait a minute. No, what would be funny is we would all pick the red pill, and Enoch and Levy would go. Then we'll get Mike Ashley in to replace him.
Yeah. And that's why I never read. All right, let's do the question again. So the red pill's gone. What would you pick? Green, purple, or black? This will be better. JP, you go first this time. Green, purple, or black?
Purple.
JP's gone for the relegation of Arsenal and Chelsea. Iggy,
Black.
you're muted. Black. Maz?
I was initially going to go for purple. However, I think that us potentially winning the Champions League would almost relegate Arsenal by us doing that.
Yeah, good
So
point.
I'm willing to take that, the glory and the rewards, potential rewards that would give. So black, I think.
second one will probably, because now that I think about it, yeah, though Arsenal's the only club that has never gone down, but what make them cry even more is us winning Champions League. So
Oh,
yeah,
them relegated.
Right,
And
right,
us
can
being
you
the
imagine?
only North London club to win the Champions League. The Champions League,
I
you
will
know,
black.
come on, man.
That's the second choice.
That
I
would
will
sting,
black.
man. That would sting hard. But
Can you imagine
will black.
Arteta spending 800 million and getting them relegated? How funny that would be.
Do you know, we're never going to catch the amount of trophies Chelsea and Arsenal have got, right? We're never going to do it, not with this ownership. So even if they got relegated, big deal. They're still bigger. They're still more successful. But if we won the Champions League, we put Arsenal to bed. That will kill them, and we will forever live off that.
Yeah.
So
That's it. Yeah.
I've got to.
We will sing the song. You have done nothing in Europe. Well, we'll make up songs.
Champions of Europe, you'll never sing that.
that.
That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. All right, I've got two more for you. Right. A, B, or C. These are heart monitors. One is normal, one is deceased, one is watching Spurs. Which one do you think is watching Spurs?
B.
C.
Good.
B.
B.
100% B.
B.
Is it-
100%.
That's how I felt after the game yesterday.
Dead.
The correct answer is actually C. But I can see how B might actually have a better.
B's, yeah, but B's at the end of the game.
You have
C's
said I
during the
feel
game.
nothing. You should definitely be B.
Yeah,
No,
B.
You should 100% be B. I feel nothing. How many times have I said it? I feel nothing. That's dead, man. It's, like,
Yeah, but
it's not
C's
like
during
a
the
war
game, isn't
of
it?
emotions. That's like, it's dead,
C's definitely
nothing.
during the game, and
C is
B's
like,
after the game.
Yeah, it needs a defibrillator. Just okay. Are you
Everyone-
alright?
Just to give him some emotion. Just
Yeah,
exactly.
Everyone actually said C as well. So, but yes, it is. C is the correct answer. But I think B probably makes more sense.
Yeah.
All right. Last one for the night, people. Before we wrap it up, everyone at home, I hope you enjoy this one. It's a puzzle, bit of a riddle.
Puzzle riddle.
What's the difference between Tottenham and a taxi?
Oh.
Oh man.
If you know the answer because you've seen it earlier, don't give it away. If you genuinely know it, don't give it away. But if you're going to give it a go,
I haven't seen the answer. I haven't
All
seen
right,
the answer.
good.
I haven't seen the answer.
People at home, what's the difference between
I'm
Tottenham
intrigued.
and a taxi?
Taxi actually gets you to the end destination.
Oh shit!
It's true, isn't it? You actually get somewhere in the taxi in Tottenham.
But
You
what,
don't.
but what if the taxi crashes and it doesn't?
What if the
I think it'll
taxi
still be
driver
better than not getting there. At least there'll be an end.
Some people in the chat have got it, man. They've seen it before. The answer is a taxi only lets 5 in.
Oh dear.
Oh man.
Oh dear.
There you go.
And on that note, everyone,
It's who we are, mate.
it's who we are, mate. Were you not entertained? Were you not entertained?
On that note,
We are that club, man. We are that club.
it's injuries. It's not tactics. It's all right. Do you know what, guys? Let's do a quick prediction for Boxing Day. Nottingham Forest. Listen, they're banging form. They're flying in the league. Nuno's got them ticking. They're currently 4th. They are at 8 points ahead of us. They've won 9. They've only lost 4. They don't score loads and loads of goals, but they don't concede lots and lots. They're definitely spirited. They're definitely well organised. They're going to be at home. We're going to be away.
Still, you know what? I'm really sorry to interrupt you. I'm really, really sorry. But you know what I've noticed? You know, like the league table, you're extending it like every week that's going by.
Just to fit us in there.
Oh no!
Soon it's not going to fit. You have to like start shrinking it, innit? It just
No. Soon we won't see Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal anymore. It's just be like that from
Mate,
4th downwards.
Mate, we're gonna go Premier League, bottom 10, Championship. It's gonna be like... Do you know what? That's a great spot. That's a great spot.
If we don't win against
How
Forest,
bad
honestly,
is that? How bad is that, man? That's fucking.
we are
That's
in
why I
the
had to
mix.
get it in because
We are in trouble. We don't win our next game. We're in trouble, man. We're literally going.
We're in trouble now.
No, I'm talking about. Imagine not winning against Forest. Like it just we'd be like 15th, 16th.
I got bad news. They get a clean sheet. I have 2-0 Forest.
Mari is going 2-0 to Forest. That
It'll
will
be
be
a boring game. It will be a boring game. We won't get a shot on target to maybe the 41st minute, and there'll be a total of maybe 4 or 5 shots. I think it's gonna be a boring game. I think Nuno Nuno is preparing a masterclass for us.
Nuno's definitely
Right.
going to be cooking.
I think we're winning. I think we'll win that game. Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
We'll talk next
Iggy, do you
Monday.
think we're gonna like batter them like a 3-4 niller, or do you think it's gonna be tight?
No, I think we're going to beat them 3-1.
We won.
Yeah.
At Forest. Wow.
Yeah, I think we'll
I'll
beat
be
them.
right.
We need to win, Murray. We can't not win that game, man. If we lose against Forest, I think it should go. Not because
Iggy, they're
of
the only
Forest.
team. They're the only team to beat
No.
Liverpool this year,
I'm
and
not
they did it at
disrespect.
Anfield.
I'm not disrespecting the opposition. I'm disrespecting the fact we losing that game would mean that we're literally now just above the relegation zone. And I think once Spurs end up, sort of 12th, 13th, 14th in the league, he's got to go, man. He can't. It's not sustainable. Literally, we would have, if we lose against Forest still, that's 7 wins and 9 defeats with 2 draws. It's not sustainable. Results wise, he would have to go. I don't think there's a Spurs fan, even the most Ange supporter, would have to say, do you know what? That's just 9 defeats too many. Imagine that at this point of the season having 9 defeats and 7 wins. If that is a relegation, did you see that stats by the way in December that Sky Sports put up? We're 20th in everything.
20th.
You
Yeah.
know, that's if that is an alarming, that's not good. The guys, it's not good.
See, but Iggy,
It's not-
see, this is so. I've got to question you a bit here. Those stats are awful, and you're predicting a win.
I'm saying that I'm saying what I think is going to happen against Forest. I think we'll win because we're seriously under pressure. I think if we don't win that, I think the pylon is going to be too much to keep Ange on the job. And we're heading south very, very quickly. I know we laugh and we joke about the table and how we're extending it every week, but that is how fast we are going south, and there's no 2 ways about it. Because who we got after Southampton? Sorry, who we got after Forest?
Wolves at home.
Wolves, isn't it? Wolves.
Wolves, who've just changed their manager and they've just won their game away from home. So
The
all of a
manager
sudden, mate,
Yeah,
it's the pressure. The pressure's too much. It'll be too much, and we need points, man. We need points, and the fact everyone's predicting us losing, even in the chat, everyone's predicting a loss.
Well, no, some have gone for a draw. Some have gone for a draw.
How many draws have we done this season? Do you know what I mean?
Forest.
Like
Okay.
17, 18 games, like we've played, and we've drawn twice.
All right,
So,
let me
I
get
don't know.
JP and Maz's thoughts. By the way, Terry O'Shea, I haven't seen Kulu's interview questioning the tactics. Could you send us a link? Because I will cover this on the next show. If you could just post a link in the chat or email us hello@tottenhamaway.com. Send us a link, and I would all like to look at that. So thanks for
I think
letting
there was
us know.
a question, by the way, before we go. There's a question as well you wanted to answer.
Yeah, I just want to.
Yeah.
200.
Will make us. Yeah, you bet you will. I just want to get JP and Maz's predictions on this game. So Mari's gone for a 2-0 loss. Iggy thinks we're going to get a 3-1 win. JP, Maz, where are you with this one?
I don't really care.
Yeah, I'm the same. I don't really care. But
basically, Maz and JP.
Yeah, B. I'm definitely B.
B.
Ange always finds a way to buy himself more time.
Get another life. Yeah.
Like that 3rd goal we scored against Liverpool, I said straight away in our little chat that we have, he's bought himself another month. So I can imagine him going and scraping a result against Forest, and he'll buy him another month, or at least a January window.
That comment from Jordan, might actually be truthful. You know that we will make you proud. You know what I mean? Him getting Ange sacked, and that will come back up and say, "Here you go, Spurs fan." That clip.
Our next thumbnail will be, "Yes, Nuno, you made us proud."
You made us proud.
3 years later, 2 years later.
Yeah.
Oh man, 3 years later.
My God. So what was Nuno? Was Nuno that bad, or were we just like?
I've got a feeling. I've got a feeling we're going to lose it by a goal. I think Nuno can smell blood. Forrest are in great form. I think we're going there just tired as well, depleted. I think we'll definitely score goals, but I just feel they've got wingers that can get into us. Gibbs White is having a really good season, and is it Woods they've got up front?
He's
Just
scoring.
the right cross, the right ball into the box, him against Gray.
Oh my goodness! It's like a man versus a kid. A man versus a kid.
Yeah, I think I think they're going to nick it, man. I do. I think they're going to nick it.
I refuse, by the way.
I don't think we win.
I don't think that we should give Gray any sort of stick, even if he has a stinker.
No, it's not his fault, is it?
It's just not his fault. He's been
so unfair on him.
It's
so unfair on him.
I think he's been put in such a position to be put in. But you know what? I have to say though,
that's how you know he's a really poor manager, though, to do that to an 18-year-old kid.
But I have to say, to Gray's credit, overall, I'm not saying he's been amazing or perfect in every single moment of the game, but I do feel like he's holding his own. I know, like, he's not a centre back, but I do think he's getting like
he's done all right.
He's done all right. I think he's doing. I think he is doing his best, man. And he's not a centre back.
Yeah, I think he's certainly got talent in that respect. You know, he's shown that he can. You know, even as a young kid, he can mix it
and believe me when I say this. In the long distance, in the long run, I think this experience will make him a better player.
Just not at Tottenham.
I agree. Because he
seems to be quite calm on the ball, doesn't he? And he doesn't mind bringing it forward with the ball at his feet and stuff like that.
I think it will make him a better player. Whether he does it, you're right. Whether he does it at Spurs or not is another matter. But I think wherever he will go next, I think it'll make him more of a rounded defensive midfielder.
Yeah,
I think for his mental character, because no kid is being put in the position. Like, you know, I know we joke around with Ian about it, but I really feel bad for Gray. And mind you, the report came out, City really wanted him, which would have been perfect for him because Pep would have cultivated, you know, we have no proof that
it's mentally tough, though. I'll give him
maybe
that.
Not this season. Maybe not. Maybe City this season might have been a bad move when you look at what's going on at the moment.
But you know what? I think Gray is mentally a tough kid. I do think if he's able to like not completely sink in the environment that he's been playing at the moment, I think he's you know, I think mentally, I think he comes across as a tough kid. I do think he's mentally strong because to be able to do what he's doing right now and the atmosphere that he's doing it in as well.
Yeah.
I think he's. I think in the long run, this will serve him well.
I'll say this because I need to go. At the beginning, I was like, no, Bergvall is more advanced than Gray. I would say from this point, it's not saying much, but I would say Gray is holding his own a little bit more than Bergvall. I've seen Bergvall very undisciplined, dumb cards here, left and right. Like,
do you know what with that? Do you know what with that, Mari? I was having a chat with Alex yesterday about Bergvall, and to me, what I'm thinking is that because he looks quite lean and everything, right? It's almost as if he's trying to be tough and push people off and put in that tackle and stand his ground against the big boys kind of thing. And whether it's like just being overzealous or not, I don't know. But it almost feels like he's trying to do that because it seems forced, like those yellow cards that he's getting almost, you know?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I was just looking at the link that's been sent. The email you guys have sent me is one of those you got to pay to be a subscriber, so I can't access it. Listen, we'll bring it up. We'll definitely cover it next show because we've got another show on. Make sure you are there on Thursday, Boxing Day. We will be here, or at least I will. We will be covering the match against Forest. We're live at 9 p.m. UK time. Make sure you're there, people. Massive big up to Donna Cullen for gifting 5 channel memberships. Big up to Donna Cullen for loads of super chats as well. Language Angels, big up to you for the super chat. John Lee, Sunila. Also, big up to Tony Rodriguez, who gave another 5 channel membership to big up Tony. Miss Mittens, Rich, and William for their super chats. Oh, by the way, I forgot to read this one out. He says, Ange out, Levy out, and Merry Christmas. Big up to you, William. And Bella for becoming a new channel member. Big up to all of you guys. Big up to the panel. Spurs, congratulations on the raffle. We will get that sorted out next week with you and get it to you. And once again, 30,000 subscribers, guys. Thank you so much for following the channel, subscribing, being part of it. And Merry Christmas, everyone. Have a wonderful festive period with your families.
Indeed.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you so much.
And I believe
Subscribing.
that is everything. Has anyone else got anything else to say, guys? Or is that us? Are we going to go and get smashed?
What, by Forest?
By Forest, yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
No.
We're gonna win.
Everyone enjoy whatever you're doing, whoever you're doing it with, and if you don't, we're here for you on Thursday.
100.
If not, we'll be
It
back
might be
on
story
Thursday.
time with Maz again.
Yeah,
Another history lesson. I have to give another analogy.
Yeah, but bring your tissues because you're going to cry. People, have a nice Christmas. God bless you.
All
Enjoy
right.
time with your
Ciao.
families. And we're out
Come
of
on,
here.
you Spurs.
Bye-bye.
The first game we look for, Robbie. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away.